else. Well, welcome back to the Odyssey show. Okay, so the next one, what I'm going to talk about the subjection is about, it's called Save Our Country of California. But here's why. Breaking news. You never know. Here's why what we need to save our country from California. Because Trump is more and most important president in America. If you have this president to destroy the American dream, to the dishonor to all those racism, people in America would be demolished. But most of the American Christian people, they could end up among themselves. Because I watched the Netflix My Family Tree. I know this is about. This is just like it's destroying like people what they avoid to. But if they had to impeach Trump, people in America would end up dead, and the country would end up destroyed if Trump wasn't being around. But they understand it's about the Donald Trump's debt money and the billion and trillion dollars that he earned. If he gets fired, all the $1 trillion will take him away. And there will be no other president that could waste their money like Richard Nixon did. Richard Nixon was the reason why that he can destroy their own debt. Think about it. People can destroy what they need to have. But no other president like Elizabeth Warren or Cory Booker, like upcoming president that can come up besides Trump, you'll never know. Or Mike Pence, you'll never know. It's going to be really hard and big competition in between America and California. Because this isn't about the Civil War. This has to deal with the presidency. He was keeping its own responsibility because they keep saying what Trump was getting disrespectful about California, but none of the above with Nevada and Arizona. But he keeps disrespecting about the California, but they want California to build its own ways, its own country. That's why people would end up hating as its own racism. That's why we have the People's Republic of California to represent to themselves. That's the reason why this president of the United States of America is fearing me. And Gavin Newsom has a better new challenge to it. He's been done that since like months and months, you know. He's been trying so hard. And it's spending their time to find their earnest. And I know it's going to be complicated because, you know, like it did happen with the conservative states in America back in the 1860s. It's crazy because, you know, like that's the difference. If they have their own country like that, they might have a civil war because of Abraham Lincoln wants to save America and destroy what they have to themselves. That's the reason number one has to keep their debt up. And during the death of the nation, one president can save their own lives. But if with Trump, can be destroying themselves. Like James Buchanan. Because James Buchanan, he talks about disrespectful about the post-slaveries and all kind of stuff that's between the South and North. Because African Americans, they were stolen slaves. That's the reason why most white people, they always say that can be disrespectful to black people since like 1770s to 1860s because of the reason why black African American people were enslaved in America, because that's a part of the whites' America. Because they want to have to take care of each other. But if they won't get along each other, then that's called the death of America. That's going to be a problem because, you know, most of these black or white people are being racist. But I would have imagined if I would deport those guys to Africa. You know what I mean? Because whites, they came from Africa and Middle East too, because they're Christians. That's the reason why the United States of America is the Christian's country. And this country has to go. That's why California wants to have their own debt and didn't want them to have it from the others. Because People's Republic of California wants to create its own, the better future. Just like Marcus Ruiz Evans said, you know, I'm just going to help his ass to part of this new century to develop. So I'm gonna have to charge to do my own thing after the ballot fails. So I'm gonna have to do my own thing to create my own sovereign state. So might be a very good solution to keep this country way bigger. So unless everybody else has to support People's Republic of California, unless they'll do it themselves, especially for Western states and tribal nation. And don't forget the East Coast. They're gonna have about to get the Great Britain from New York, and then the other ones they're gonna have to use it too from the East, like Vermont, and Maine too a little bit, but depends if that's going to happen to converse all those people they're gonna have to connect it to. I know it's about to happen, so just keep it on the eyeball for all those good countries they're gonna have to look out for to succeed. And I know New Africa would have ended up something around here, or Tennessee and Atlanta, so this should be a very good challenging, unless the black people can challenge and do their own thing to people to can speak English. You know what I mean? Or African languages too sometimes, but mostly English, lessly Africans. You know what I mean? So if you're responsible to love about the new Africa, just ask Killer Mike about that. As a rapper. So as long as you have to ask questions. So that's all I can say. Alright, so Mexican word of the day is gonna be Espíritu Santo. That's a part of the word for the God that we have to pray. Padre, el Hijo, el Espíritu Santo. Amen. Espíritu Santo, that's a part of the prayer. You know what I mean? I'm just want to charge for this one, for the word, because this might be more important for the people of their death and life and all kind of stuff. You're gonna have to reach to God to keep up with the God's plans to living on now and living in. You want to keep this up. You don't want to end up betrayal. This is what happens if you want this country to live in or live in out, because this is what happens. Most of the people don't want to see this in their way. Like people end up committing suicide, or people died from cancer when they got hurt or something, injury. You'll never know. So, especially school shootings. So that's all I'm trying to let you know for all of these people in America. So just try to find another country so that you want to buy besides U.S., California, and other stuff. So just want to let you know. So this is your boy Odyssey. Keep it Odyssey, keep it real, and just a moment. So we'll keep you on for another episode. So it's Odyssey.